Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Memory here, coming at you all with essentially an update, right, on how I am feeling about this current anime season, that being the winter anime season of 2025. I know I haven't really made any videos for any of the series that are in this season. I figured this would be a good way to kind of let y'all know how I'm feeling about certain series because this is about the midway point, I guess you would say. So it's the good old fashioned tier list, right? But just to give some more thoughts, not go into like full detail, but to give some thoughts on some of the stuff that I'm watching. I say some, but I'm watching a lot. Like, I honestly don't even remember the last time I watched this much anime in a season. And now you have like ReZero being thrown in, Don Machi is making this season even better. And I'm not complaining, but we have a lot of anime to rank and to talk about. Definitely let me know what you guys are enjoying from the season, maybe what you're not enjoying or you thought you were going to enjoy, but it didn't really pan out that way. I will have this linked in the description as well. And drop a like if you guys want to see another tier list at the end of the season when it's all said and done, because maybe some of these rankings will change. So, yeah, let's transition over to the list. We are starting with one that carried over from the previous season, but it's still technically winter 2025, right? We have Blue Box here, which is still going strong. I gotta put it in S tier. The Hina moments, especially lately, have been on point. And one of the scenes I remembered from reading the manga early on was like the scene on the beach, the happy birthday scene with Chinatsu and Taiki. That was one I was really looking forward to, and I feel like they did that really well. And just a lot of the Hina moments have been fantastic. But all around, Blue Box is still hitting, so I gotta put it in S tier. And we're starting off strong because we're going right into Orb, which I would even put above Blue Box. Orb, I know it came out, so I think it qualified for 2024, but even then I'm like, man, I want to say it's one of my favorite anime of 2025 and we're still early into the year. But Orb has been so freaking good. I see more and more people getting on it because at first nobody was really talking about it, and now I feel like it's gained a lot of traction, a lot of steam, which I really love to see. But Orb has been fantastic lately with Draka, and then some familiar faces back in there, which I love to see, and just love how they handle this series and a lot of the topics in it. So yeah, Orb is in S tier, and there might be a significant gap between Orb and Blue Box. Even I know they're both in S tier, but Orb is just that good. So yeah, those are two carryovers from the previous season, but they are still winter anime. It's just the second core. Dragon Ball Daima, I would say is B. I feel like it has had highs and some lows. The episode I last watched was when Goma was, transforming, but we didn't actually see the fight. So I'm anticipating the next episode, which actually, as of me recording this, came out today. So I'm hoping this episode until the end, the end stretch, because I think they said episode 20 is where it's going to leave off. These last couple episodes have to really hit, I feel like, for me maybe to put Daima a bit higher. But I know it has got some flack, especially like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta thing, which I get it. But I've still been enjoying Daima because I feel like this is what Toriyama was all about, right? Especially in the early days. A lot of the things that we see just with Daima, it kind of encapsulate that. So I have been having a lot of fun with Daima, I will say. But yeah, there have been some lows in it. I would say B is fair, though. Next up, we have Shangri-La Frontier. I guess these ones, yeah, I put it, I guess, the carryovers first, so we could kind of get those out of the way. I would say Shangri-La, I'm enjoying probably more than Dragon Ball, but maybe not enough to really put it in A. B is, I guess, like the solid tier, It's not necessarily average or mid, as a lot of people say, but I would say it's definitely above average. I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as the first season, but it's still been a fun time. Amagami Sisters. See, at first I'm like, I want to put this in C, but lately it's been hitting. I'm not even gonna lie. The content with Asahi, the content with the mother, I think from what I remember, they'll go, well, it would make sense, right? Because they had the Yai focus, Asahi, and now you would think Yuna. That's what they're going into, I believe. But if I'm speaking lately, man, I probably still would put Amagami in B with Daima and Shangri-La. It's been on a strong stretch lately, so I got to give it its props. Ari Fureta, I think this is season 3. I have not watched. I tried watching season 1 when it first was airing. I could not get into it. I may revisit it at some point, because because a lot of my friends say it's a series that they think I would enjoy. I think this is Blue Miburo. I think that's from the creator of Days. I actually haven't watched it, or I might have watched like one episode and didn't continue. Pretty much haven't watched it. Trillion Game, I dropped. D is like the Dookie or drop tier. I'm just gonna say that right now. I know it's like not F, but D for Dookie or dropped, if you want to put it that way. Trillion Game I dropped, couldn't get into it. I think that one's from the creator of Dr. Stone, actually, too. Terrified Teacher, I think this is Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School or something along those lines. Haven't watched that one. Haven't watched this one either. I think that's Mahjong. I don't know the full name of this series. Rurouni Kenshin, I think this is the second season of the remake. I am not watching that. I honestly don't plan to watch that anytime soon. Solo Leveling season 2, I'd probably put at the top of B because it started off really hot. I would say the second season kind of dipped a little bit, kind of building up, and I feel like the point we're at now, I feel like it's really setting up for a strong finish to the second season, strong second half, I guess you should say. So I think Solo Leveling has potential, season 2 has potential to go up into A, but we'll see. Next up, we have Sakamoto Days, which I would also probably put in B, probably above Shangri-La, and maybe above Solo Leveling, maybe interchangeable, whatever, give or take. But yeah, Sakamoto Days, the beginning parts, like, it's not getting into the real meat yet. I know we did recently have, like, the Order, some of the Order members introduced, which is really exciting, because, see, now it's where we're getting to some interesting bits, because the beginning parts of Sakamoto, like, it's fun, it's solid, right? A lot of nice moments, good comedic bits, but it's not really getting in, it's not really cooking yet, right? We're not getting into the meat yet of the series, and we're trending into that direction. And I know a big topic around Sakamoto Days has been the production, and you can tell there's been some nice moments, but also, like, the fight against Boiled. I don't know, man. I just feel like that's going to be a thing. It's going to be a mixed bag with Sakamoto Days, and it has me kind of nervous for some of the crazier scenes that are coming in the future of the series, because I feel like it's going to be a thing where it's going to be like hit or miss. And I kind of figured that would be the case when we saw TMS Entertainment pick it up and some of the staff on the project. I feel like it should have or ideally I would like it to have an adaptation sort of like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, something along those lines, but this is what we got, and it's still enjoyable. You got the characters, there's some really nice character moments and the comedy bits, but I can't really put it in A or S tier right now. Like the manga I would put higher, but from what we've had from the anime so far, I would say high B for me right now. Apothecary Diaries, I would say A tier. Season 2 so far, I feel like it's not really cooking yet, but it has been good. It's been really good, but I feel like we're building up, and people keep mentioning the frog stuff too. I don't really get that, but people keep throwing the frog out there, and they're like, wait for the frog, wait for the frog. So that is definitely something I'm looking forward to. But yeah, next up we have Dr. Stone. I would say B tier. It's just been solid, just kind of solid old Dr. Stone. It's not really bad. Zeno, though, kind of spices things up with his introduction, so I'm curious to see how the second half of this season goes. I think they said it's going to be split into like 2 or 3 cores or 2 or 3 parts or something like that. 100 Girlfriends Season 2. I always have a blast with this series, man. I know it's like so stupid, but it's like intentional, but it also does randomly give you some like heartfelt moments, especially with Meido and the mom. Like that was some stuff I was like, okay, this actually kind of hit. Like it gives you moments like that, but then it's like just so stupid. Sometimes like the baby episode where they all turn into babies, which is really enjoyable. The food episode, I mean, it's really enjoyable, but a lot of the time you're watching, you're like, what the hell am I watching, right? So, but yeah, I would say B tier. 100 Girlfriends Season 2 I've really been enjoying. My Happy Marriage Season 2 has been spectacular. I caught up to this actually before this season came out. The binge for Season 1 hit, and I've really been enjoying Season 2. Actually, I've probably so far, just speaking for Season 2, I've probably been enjoying My Happy Marriage Season 2 more than Apothecary, but I know Apothecary is going to start heating up, so I don't anticipate it staying that way, but we'll see. This one is I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. This one, I'm kind of feeling a C for this one. I'm not too crazy about, like, it's all right, because he's kind of like the all right tier, I suppose you would say. I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's mid, whatever, mid tier, just say it's mid or whatever. Which I know there's a lot of people that actually have been enjoying this. It does have some cute moments, I would say. For me, I'm higher on some of the other rom-coms that we have in this season, personally. So I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class would be C tier. And now you have the stuff with Himari. And the thing that was bugging me recently actually is the main girl and the Himari. They're supposed to be best friends, and they haven't, or she hasn't told her situation. I just feel like that would have been disclosed, right? If y'all are as good as friends as you say, surely that's something you would have talked about by now. But I guess not, because now Himari's trying to go after him. So, but yeah, there's still some cute moments in the series. There are moments I like, but right now it's just kind of all right to me. Zenshu B tier, original from Mappa. I like the concept of animating certain things into the world, and it is a world of an actual like movie or a series or whatever, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I do like that concept, and I am waiting for sort of like the turning point, I suppose you would say, because right now it's kind of had like an episodic format, which is nothing really wrong about that. But actually, the most recent episode, that may be where we're going. There's gonna be like a turning point of sorts. But yeah, Zenshu's been really enjoyable. Guild Receptionist, man, I would probably say A. Guild Receptionist, I know it was from like Cloverworks. Before the season started, I was like, oh, it's Cloverworks, so I'm definitely gonna watch it, at least try it out. But I did not expect to enjoy this series so much. A lot of it's just so relatable, especially about like work and all that. But then the moments between the two main characters, Alina's her name, and then the other Jade, that was his name. They're starting to, there's something maybe there brewing, right? I feel like there's been some cute moments with them. Some of it's a little predictable, but she's OP as hell, so you can imagine how a lot of the stuff goes. But I'm waiting for her real, I guess, first test, which there's like more of these dark gods and all of that. So I'm curious to see how the second half of the season plays out, and if we see more progression potentially with Alina and Jade. But yeah, Guild Receptionist has been a blast. I would say A tier for me. Honey Lemon Soda, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to put I was gonna put Honey Lemon Soda. My first instinct was D tier, because I'm still watching it. I didn't drop it like Trillion Game. What was it, episode 2 or episode 3 of Honey Lemon Soda? I was like, okay, because the first episode I did not like at all, and then the next episode or two we were starting to see the MC take some steps forward, and then it feels like we just take steps back. It's like 1 or 2 steps forward and even more back, and I don't know. There's a lot that bugs me about the series, but then there's also some cute moments kind of sprinkled in there. I would say C tier right now, but I need to see more. I need to see some more progression for her. I know it's not just gonna happen like that, but she did make some strides. Yuka, I think that's her name, Yuka. She was making some strides in episode 2 or 3, and then she kind of just backpedaled. And I want to continue to see her progress, and I hope they don't beat around the bush and make it take forever and draw it out, stretch it out, whatever you'd want to say. But I'd say C tier. I do enjoy I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class a lot more, I would say, than Honey Lemon Soda. So this might end up being like the bottom of C tier, but I don't know if I can say it's really dookie or drop territory right now. Kuriwa Madaka, I would say, is probably right there with Honey Lemon Soda, although it's starting to trend upwards. And this one I have read the manga for, and some of my friends were kind of shitting on the beginning episodes, and right, I don't even blame them, because I feel like the way the series starts off is not really that good. But the past episode or two, it's been starting to trend upwards, so I could see Kuriwa Madaka moving up a bit. But right now, I would say C tier is pretty fair. I'm Possibly the Greatest Alchemist. This one's C tier. It's just all right. It's pretty mid, honestly. It has some fun moments, but I feel like mostly it's pretty generic, right? Which was probably to be expected for a lot of people when they were looking at the list for the winter anime season. I have a crush at work. I think I might have to put this in S tier, just because like we say it all the time. We need more series like this, like the workplace, adult, not even workplace, but just like adult rom-coms, right? Where they use their words, they talk, they communicate. I just feel like we get so many. I understand why we get them. The high school rom-coms where they beat around the bush. You're lucky if you get a kiss or a hug or a confession by the end of the season. Nope. This series, episode 1, it's already established. They're getting it on. I love it. I love this series, and it's just so cute, so adorable. Like the vacation episode was so nice. Like they were getting it on every morning. I mean, man, this series. This is what I like in rom-coms. So, a crush at work. I have a crush at work. I would say S tier. I would say S tier right now. Hopefully, it can keep it up. Next up, we have Appraiser skill. I don't even remember the full name, to be honest. This one's pretty average, pretty mid. You'd want to say that. It started off really bad. I did not like the first episode, and then episode 2 was actually a lot better, and I've been continuing on with it since. And I was gonna drop it after episode 1, but I stuck with it, and it has been better. It has been better. I don't know if it's ever gonna move up in my ranks. It would have to. I would have to see something significant, I feel like. But right now, I'm feeling a C tier for this one. Next up, we have Dr. Detective. I dropped this one. I know. Here's the thing. I liked the first episode or 2. I typically don't watch shows like this, even like actual, Western TV or whatever. And it's not really my cup of tea. I don't really watch them. So I was probably destined to not really enjoy this series, but I did actually find it pretty fascinating in the first episode or 2. And then they had the episode that dealt with like epilepsy. But then lately, the writing, in my opinion, has just been so brain dead, especially with this whole human combustion and just some of the characters' actions and the script is just, it just reached a point where it was just too much for me. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's just so stupid. Just a lot of the decisions that the characters make and what they don't tell the police, like the things that the main character should be telling the police, she just doesn't. She withdraws that information from them for whatever reason, and then they were like talking, just standing in the middle of a burning house. I was just like, what is going on with this series? It just got too much for me. I was like, this is just stupid at this point. So yeah, that one I dropped. Next up, we have Headhunted to Another World, I believe is the name. Well, it's actually probably longer than that because there's like Salaryman and then some other stuff in it. But Headhunted to Another World, I would say pretty generic. I wouldn't say I like it as much as like the Appraiser one or the Alchemist one. I would honestly probably say D tier. I haven't dropped it yet, but I would say D tier is pretty accurate for me personally. Bogus skill. This is like even saying Timu One Piece, I feel like would be disrespectful. It's below whatever Timu is. I don't even know. But yeah, they get like skills from fruit and all of that, and it's pretty generic, pretty bad. I dropped it. Next up, we have Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2, which Season 1 for me, it was just kind of like all right. Like there were some moments I liked in it, but I wasn't too crazy about it. But this second season has had some really good moments, especially with like the Yashiro reveal, and then I probably shouldn't go into details, but like there was a really nice scene with Yashiro and Hanako, and then even like the past stuff. Really have been liking the content. So Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2, I've been enjoying way more than Season 1, I will say. So I'll put it towards the top of B tier. We have Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. I would say A tier. Just wholesomeness extreme. It's really good, actually. And it's kind of funny that the main dude is voiced by Subaru's VA, and then the elf girl is a silver hair, but she has the silver hair going on. And then we have ReZero being thrown into this season. So I always get a kick out of it because it makes me think of ReZero at some points. Even when I started, I was like, this is so funny. But besides that, it actually is really fun, really wholesome. A lot of cute moments as the elf girl, she's trying to learn Japanese and just learn a lot of things about the culture. And actually how it happens is kind of fascinating to me because the main dude, he has like these dreams, of course, but he actually has like this dream world, and that's actually where he like got the elf girl from, is like from that dream world, and they go back and forth between the two. Actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting to really like it as much. Like, it looked cute. I don't even remember if I had it on my plan to watch before the season started, but I just kind of tried it out on a whim and really liked it, and here we are. I have it in my A tier, but yeah, it's really good. Oobleblot, garbage. I feel for you. If you're a manga fan, I've heard decent things about the manga. It's just bad. It's all over the place. I'm hearing they skipped things or left things out. They're cramming a bunch of chapters in the episodes, and you can tell because you're watching this and you're just like, what the hell is going on? It's bad, really bad. Beheneko, speaking of one that is really bad, Beheneko is right in there too. I like it more than Oobleblot though, I'm gonna be completely honest. And yeah, it's a pretty degenerate series, but I have a lot of fun watching the series with my friends. We get a kick out of it because it's so bad, but we just, I don't know, it adds to the enjoyment just watching it with friends and kind of clowning on it. But I like it, yeah, like I said, I like it probably more than Oobleblot, but it's bad. It's not good. I think this one right here is I'm a Noble on the Brink of Ruin. I did drop this one, wasn't too big on that. A-Rank Party. A-Rank Party, I would say, is probably in C tier. It's kind of funny that the 3 main characters are literally like Eris, Roxy, and Sylphie. If you guys go look at the 3 main girls, it's actually just, there's no way it was not inspired by Mushoku Tensei. But this one, pretty generic. Actually pretty impressed with some of the like production though. I think it's like Bandai Namco Pictures on it. It gives you a little more, I feel like, than what we usually have with these generic sort of series, or at least that adds to it for me, is like kind of the production value. Nothing like too crazy, but there's some enjoyable moments in it. Not nothing to really for me to put it in B tier, but I feel like C is pretty fair. I think this is the Bureaucrats villainous one. I have not watched that one, although it seems like people are enjoying it. Oh boy, man, we have the middle-aged online shopper one here. This guy is using forklifts, bulldozers, whatever you want to say, to fight enemies in another world. He could literally summon, I guess, almost anything, it seems like. He just has Amazon. He just uses Amazon Prime and has stuff to him in an instant. And he also goes around just nonchalantly screwing everyone, every girl it feels like he comes across in the series. Sometimes they make it pretty like low key, but then also it's like apparent. Most of the time it's just pretty apparent, but the show tries to make it seem like it's some low key thing where we're just like, no, he literally just did that. Like, he's out here laying it down, but then also just helping the people with Amazon Prime. So yeah, it actually does. I'm gonna be honest, it actually does have kind of like a nice charm to it, because there was the one episode where he was focusing on like building his own home and like a water supply, electricity, all the like the essential things. So I feel like there are some episodes sometimes where it has kind of like its certain charm. The production is terrible though. That's also something that kind of brings this down for me, but some enjoyable bits. Nothing too crazy though. I would say C tier, excuse me, is pretty fair. Okitsura, I believe this one is. I did drop this one. I would probably still put it in C. I think for me, it's just kind of one of those ones where it's like painfully average. It's just hard to get through for me. I feel like I get the whole point of the show is the Okinawa, like with the culture and all that, but I feel like the show kind of like crams it like too much into your face. Like, it feels like every scene there's like a translation of what the characters are actually saying, and they throw bits about Okinawa in there. I feel like, at least for me personally, I think it could be better kind of spread out, essentially, if that makes sense. But it feels like it's just overload of it. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know how y'all feel about this series, but I actually wasn't too big on it. I did drop it, but I might actually put it in C tier because it's just kind of average. But one of those ones is, like I said, painfully average. Neat Kinochi, I did drop that one. Yo, Medalist has been really good. I don't know if I want to forgive Engi, if I can say that, because I feel like they've gave us a lot of slop. But they've been kind of cooking with Medalists, I must say, especially with a lot of the performances from the characters, like the CGI. You can tell they put a lot into it. Been very impressed with that. But then also on the character side of things, really invested in in the characters, and I feel like there's just a lot of heart, a lot of passion. That's kind of what the series gives off, and I really have been enjoying it so far. I'm invested, and I think it's deserving of S tier. This has been one of my favorite ones for sure of the winter anime season, and I can't really think of many negatives or kind of faults I would want to give it. But like I said, I can't forgive Engi because I feel like a lot of people went into this and they were expecting disappointment, and that's not really what we've got. So it is kind of a weird feeling, but I mean, we'll take it. We'll take it, I suppose. But yeah, Medalist, absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it. Magic Maker, I dropped this one. Flower and Asura, A tier. One of the surprises for me, I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have been. Just a lot of the content I feel like is really relatable to me, especially like content creation. It's not even that they're doing content creation, but they're like a broadcasting club or whatever, but it really focuses in on doing what you love, right? And not necessarily taking the easy route to success, right? Because there may be easier routes to success, but if you're taking the harder way and it's something you really, really like doing, then it's worth it, right? That's a big thing that the series is on about, and I really like that about it. So I highly recommend Flower and Asura. Has some very intriguing characters, beautiful animation. It's actually from the same studio that does Mushoku Tensei, Studio Bind. So check that one out if you haven't yet. I've been pleasantly surprised with that. Unnamed Memory, I watched season 1. I did not. I think I actually dropped season 1 like 7 or 8 episodes in. Did not like it. This is also Engi, funny enough, and I think a lot of people have said that the adaptation is not good. I don't know if season 2 has been better or not, or act 2, but I don't plan on watching that anytime soon or getting to it. Red Ranger in Another World, I would say C tier. It's probably started off in B tier for me, but it's kind of fell off a bit lately. I would say probably a bit higher in C tier, but Honey Lemon Soda might be a bit further down too, but we don't have to go too crazy about the order. Blue Exorcist, I don't even know what season or what part we're on now, but just know this has actually probably been the most I've enjoyed Blue Exorcist in a while, maybe since like season 2 or season 1 content. I know there was like filler or whatever in the second half of season 1, but this content with Rin and Yukio and the parents, because it's been focusing on the parents, and it's been like all backstory prequel stuff. I've actually been really, surprisingly, really enjoying this part of Blue Exorcist right here, so I got to give it its props. I wouldn't say necessarily A tier, S tier, but I would say probably higher up in B tier somewhere for me. So yeah, Blue Exorcist has been really good lately. Promise of Wizard, have not watched. Ishura, yeah, that's Ishura season 2. I dropped season 1, was not a fan. I think this is Grisaya Phantom Trigger. I still need to catch up to that because I think there's like a movie or something along those lines, a movie or two, or some kind of specials that you have to watch. Anyways, I think I'm falling in love with you. I think that's what this one's called. I haven't watched it. Princess Lessons, I dropped that one, not good. Momentary Lily, not good. Gohans, I tried to give it a shot. They tried to do some Madoka Magica stuff in the first couple episodes, and it just did not hit at all. And I feel like this was one where you're watching, you're like, what the hell is going on? And then I saw clips of like a beach or swimsuit episode, and they're trying to rope me back in or something. I don't know. They know I dropped it, or they know people dropped it. They're trying to rope you back in, but do not be tricked. Do not go back into the series. That's what I'm telling myself, and y'all should be telling yourselves as well. But yeah, I dropped Momentary Lily. Yeah. Bang Dream, I think this is, I don't know what season or what part. I don't even know if this is like a standalone thing. I've heard good things about it, but I'm not watching it. We have a Cute Girls Doing Cute Things one next. Soriro Utility. I'm probably butchering that. Cute Girls Doing Cute Things. Some nice moments. Actually, good production, I would say. I've been enjoying it. I would say B tier. Tasokari Hotel. This one's kind of a cool little premise. It kind of reminds me of Death Parade. It's not as good as Death Parade, but there actually have been some episodes where I've been actually pretty engaged and interested in sort of it kind of has an episodic feel to it as well. But like, which one did I mention earlier? Had sort of the Zenshu. Yeah, Zenshu had like the episodic sort of feel to it. Tasokari Hotel, I'd probably say low B, high C. I would probably put it high C. And then Farm Magia, Hiro Mashimo character designs cannot save this. Abomination, D tier. So yeah, winter anime 2025 tier list here. Like, would I want to change anything? My Happy Marriage might be S tier for me. I don't know, I do like my S tier quite a bit though. I would say I like my A tier. And then like Solo Leveling, I could see moving up. Sakamoto Days, we'll see. So far it's just been more slice of life, more comedic bits with Sakamoto Days, but I have been enjoying it. I'm probably a bit biased too because of the manga. Like, I know what's coming, so there's a lot of better things incoming for Sakamoto. But yeah, my B tier, I might move this one up. Actually, I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Kuriwa Madaka could move up to B tier if it keeps trending in the right direction. Amagami. Yeah, I like this. I like what we have here for the winter anime season of 2025. So let me know what you guys think of my list. Which ones do you agree with? Maybe you don't agree with. Are there like some hot takes, or maybe parts where you're like, dude, what are you thinking with certain ones of these? Maybe you're surprised I didn't have Apothecary Diaries higher, or certain ones. I think Apothecary still has yet to really cook with this season. I know it's coming. I know it's going to be higher probably at the end of it when we come back to this. That's why I said drop a like if you want to see a tier list when the season is all said and done. But yeah, like I said, I will have this down in the description below if you guys want to make your own, tweet it at me, or just drop your thoughts on everything down in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.